Nigeria's crisis of justice and Maryam Sanda's case. Who truly deserves forgiveness? When the story of Maryam Sanda first broke in 2017, Nigeria was horrified, not just by the gruesome detail, but by how closely it mirrored the quiet tension simmering behind the country's polished upper middle-class walls. A young woman, educated, beautiful, and privileged, accused of stabbing her husband, Biliaminu Bello, to death. Not a stranger, not a thief, not a kidnapper, but her partner, the father of her two children, the man she professed love to. Biliaminu was the son of a prominent political figure, Haliru Bello, a former PDP chairman and one-time defense minister, Federal Republic of Nigeria. The murder didn't just pierce one family, it ruptured Abuja's elite bubble, exposing how love, pride, and rage could spiral into something unthinkable. The night of November 18, 2017 will remain ache in Abuja's collective memory. Accounts from the trial paint a grim picture. A domestic argument gone violent at their Maitama home. Maryam, allegedly driven by jealousy over text messages and suspected infidelity, was said to have picked up a knife and plunged it into Biliaminu's chest. Witnesses recount scenes of chaos, blood on the floor, desperate call for help, her frantic attempt to save him after realizing what she did done. But the wound was fatal. The next morning, she was arrested, and so began a legal drama that spanned years. A courtroom saga filled with denial, tears, and meticulous forensic details. In 2020, after exhaustive hearing, the Federal Capital Territory High Court found her guilty of murder. Justice Yusuf Halilu delivered a sentence that silenced the courtroom: death by hanging. And Nigerians reacted sharply with tons of opinions. For some, justice has been served. A rich woman found guilty, proving that even the privileged couldn't always buy freedom. While for others, the verdict was a tragedy, laid upon tragedy. A woman, a mother, condemned to die, leaving her two children without either parent. Her case has since become a prism through which Nigerians debated gender, domestic violence, and mental health, with so many questions running through minds. Was she a murderer or a victim of marital toxicity? Was it premeditated or a moment of uncontrollable rage? Whatever the interpretation was, the verdict was final. Maryam Sanda was sentenced to hang. However, while serving her time at the Suleja Medium Security Custodian Center in Niger State, according to official reports, Maryam Sanda has spent 6 years and 8 months in jail. Reports describe her as quiet, withdrawn, and occasionally attending to religious sessions, spending most of her times reading or tending to her thoughts of her children who visited intermittently. Sources refer to her as a model inmate, compliant, respectful, never troublesome. 6 years passed and the public largely forgot about her. Well, maybe for a few. Until September 2025, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Independence Day clemency list was supposed to be a routine symbolic act of mercy, and among the 175 names approved for pardon, one stood out: Maryam Sanda. The news dropped like a bombshell, and social media exploded into frenzy. How could a woman convicted of brutally killing her husband in a case that had gripped the nation be pardoned? Just like that. The outrage was swift and deafening, and hashtag tags Justice for Biliaminu began trending again. Civil rights groups, women advocates, and ordinary citizens demanded answers. The presidency initially defended the decision, citing her good conduct in prison, her rehabilitation, and her role as a mother of 2 young children. But the damage was already done. Nigerians' collective conscience had been poked awake. It was furious, but then came the swift reversal as barely a week later, the government backtracks. The clemency was revoked and Maryam's name was cropped from the official pardon list. Nigerians felt this was true justice for her to be hanged, so that others could learn a lesson that in a marriage that does not work, it's better to walk away than kill anyone. However, in its place came a compromise. Her death sentence will be commuted to 12 years imprisonment, with time served counting towards it, which meant effectively she would serve about 5 to 6 more years before release. And what was the government's explanation for the eventual decision? They tagged it on public outcry, procedural oversight, and a need to ensure public confidence in justice. But the reversal has revealed more than a correction. It exposed a system unsure of its own moral compass. The Maryam Sanda case has evolved beyond one woman's fate. It's now a mirror held up to Nigeria's justice system, a reflection of a class privilege, political influence, and inconsistent way mercy is dispensed. And more crucial, if mercy itself can be reversed, what does that say about justice in Nigeria? Today, Maryam Sanda sits in prison, no longer facing the gallows, but still wearing the heavy cloth of public disdain. Her daughters growing up outside those walls will one day read everything that was said about their mother, the crime, the trial, the pardon, and the outrage. And maybe that's the real tragedy of this story. Not just the life that was lost, but the generation now shaped by its shadow. For the public, the Sanders case is a litmus test. Can Nigeria balance justice with mercy? Can a nation so scarred by impunity still believe in second chances? Or does forgiveness always feel like betrayal when the victim is gone? In the end, the Maryam Sanda saga is not just about crime and punishment. It's about power, perception, and the uneasy line between compassion and complicity. And some people may ask, where is the poor that was sentenced probably for stealing bread in the list of the 174 people that receive mercy? In Nigeria, even mercy has a hierarchy. This is the Papyrus TV Africa.